Maryland lawmakers are now working to criminalize the use of a device called a Glock switch that converts firearms into automatic weapons. Quote, at its most basic level, a Glock switch takes a legal gun and turns it into an illegal machine gun. The switches are as small as dice and can be made by 3D printers of metal or plastic. They work by blocking the mechanism in the handgun that requires a trigger pull before each shot. With one in place, a single pull of the trigger can fire the weapon until it's out of bullets. Authorities believe some are imported from China. Authorities have stated that mass shootings in October that injured 5 people at Morgan State University involved a gun with a Glock switch. While a federal ban already exists, some advocates believe Maryland isn't doing enough to outlaw the device. On Thursday, the House Speaker announced the submission of legislation to address the issue at the request of Olszewski and Baltimore County Police Chief. Baltimore County Police Chief has stated that they have 3 gun cases in which one or more firearms had a Glock switch. Quote, this was a priority brought forward to us from the chief. Law here mirrors that in Maryland. So we have our local law enforcement departments confiscate these switches and also to have our state prosecutors and local prosecutors advance those cases here in Maryland. According to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the agency recovered 5,454 illegal switches between 2017 and 2021. Officials have also stated that that's a 570% increase from the previous 5 years. Mark Pinnock, the president of the Second Amendment Right Group in Maryland, shall issue, stated that the bill is redundant because unregistered automatic weapons are already prohibited by Maryland law. He also stated that Glock switches by itself makes the gun illegal. Maryland law already bans the possession of an unregistered machine gun. Quote, the very part is defined to be a machine gun because the federal definition of a machine gun includes parts that can assemble into a fully automatic weapon. Baltimore County delegates stated this. I think the way that we are going to cut down on gun violence is to focus on felons and criminals using firearms with some mandatory sentencing and to get them out of our communities. The House Speaker issued a statement stating that she is pleased to be able to work with Baltimore County on this issue, adding, quote, automatic weapons have no place in our community. An Evansville man who was arrested in connection to an investigation involving a 3D printed ghost gun and gun parts is facing new federal charges. Authorities announced that on Monday, 39-year-old Markel D. Payne was facing new charges of possession of a firearm as well as a convicted felon and possession of a machine gun in connection to a case. Payne was arrested after an investigation at the end of January, where authorities stated that they seized a 3D printer, dozens of machine gun conversion devices, a ghost gun, a rifle, and ammo. Machine gun conversion devices, sometimes called Glock switches or auto sears, are devices that convert ordinary semi-automatic guns into fully automatic machine guns. Officials have stated that under federal law, machine gun conversion devices are themselves considered machine guns even when not installed and are illegal for individuals to produce, possess, or sell. At the time of his arrest, Payne had been previously convicted of numerous felonies, including escape, carrying a handgun without a license, criminal recklessness while armed with a deadly weapon. The reason I'm bringing up both of these stories, it's not really about what took place, right, or who may have been harmed or injured. Again, I don't wish or hope for anybody to be harmed by the recklessness of those who decide to illegally carry or misuse the right to bear arms. The main reason I wanted to point out is that you have the government using various stories in order to pass laws directly in front of your face. And at the end of the day, the moment in time that everybody just, has fear and they're allowing fear to rule and run their lives, you're not going to have anything left to pretty much defend yourselves, because I want you all to understand this. The moment in time they limit your access or take away your access in order to have a weapon, you're not going to have a way to defend yourself. You're going to have to basically depend on the government, the military, or the police to come through and save your life. And at the end of the day, they're not going to be on time. They are not Superman. They are not the world's finest. They're not going to show up at the drop of a hat at any signs of danger. And also, at the end of the day, you have your right to protect yourself from any and all people who would mean you harm. That means external and internal. So again, I want people to understand that this is just a way to limit the people on what it is that they can do and how it is that they are able to get these weapons in order to protect themselves. Again, this is not me trying to sit up there and advocate for the illegal measures of people being able to 3D print and all this. No, 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 no. If it is a law, it is a law at the end of the day. It is what it is. But I'm just clearly stating that at the end of the day, the only people who will be left being able to have these weapons are going to be those in power, which is the government. And those who will not have the weapons are the people. And one more thing I want people to pay attention to. Notice how all the laws are being passed, but yet the people that they say they don't want to have these weapons or be able to do these things, they still find a way to do these things, which means that the laws realistically are not for the criminals. It's not to stop them, because look at all the laws that have ever been passed in the existence, when it deals with this country. It really hasn't stopped any criminality from taking place. The only thing that is realistically taking place is the limitations on people who actually have the right to carry and the right to bear arms.